Restaurant at the Harley Davidson Museum for Marquette Thursdays. I'm Stevie Mitchell, and next to me is Cam Jones. We are your special guest hosts for tonight's show. Enjoy great food and drink specials all night. This is our final Thursday show of the season. Hope you enjoyed hearing from Coach Smart and the Marquette players throughout the season. Thank you, Motor Bar and Restaurant.
Hey, everybody!
All right, so to get this show off, we're going to start. I don't know how many people in here are, tuned into the K1 and Stewie show. I know you've listened to all the episodes or a few episodes.
All of them, yes.
I love it.
Well, let's welcome her. I mean, I've never seen a crowd like this.
This is amazing.
It's amazing. Like,
this is great.
We do this every Thursday, but now we got YouTube plus Jop. The stars come out, and all of a sudden, like this. I mean, we always have a good crowd, but this is another level right here, standing room
this
only.
Is high level. Stay tuned. Know them young ones. They coming.
But yeah, we feel like the only way to start this off right is with something we like to call EGQs. You participated in these before, energy generating questions. So I think the first one, just to start everything off, is just taking a trip down memory lane and just thinking about, back to freshman year. What is your favorite or first memory with each of us that you have?
Wow. I mean, it's gone so fast. And today at the start of our film session, we had on the screen a picture of each of these guys, Stevie, Cam, Jop, Cam Brown, in their very first game in a Marquette uniform. It was an exhibition game against Bowie State in Fiserv Forum. And, I mean, they look so young. They look like young kids. And what a special group this has been. Wow. My first memory with all you guys was different with each guy. Obviously, Jop, I've known the longest because we recruited him way back at Texas. So I have these memories of him. It was during the COVID era when we couldn't leave our homes, and he would call me on FaceTime. And he had one of his friends of his that was always with him, who was also a very good player, ended up going to University of Maryland to play basketball there. And the other guy that was with him, he would always say, hey, Jop, see if Coach will offer me a scholarship. I want to come to Texas, too. And we were locked in on Jop. So that ended up going well because Jop's had no disrespect to that guy, but Jop's had a way better career than him, and he's a way better fit. Lisa, you remember that? Shout out to Lisa Joplin, by the way.
Man, yes, Lord, yes.
I want you guys to know that, knock on wood, God willing, over this next month, right, Lisa? Over the next month, yep. Lisa and Howard Joplin are going to either break or tie an unbelievable college basketball record, which is they've attended every one of the Marquette games, every one of their son David and our team's games since he arrived on campus.
Every game. Ain't missed one.
It's a lot of games.
Ain't
Unbelievable. So anyway, that was with Jop. With you two guys, I called you guys, and this is the thing that I really appreciate. And my wife, Maya, talks about this all the time. Like, we're so fortunate that those guys ended up still coming to Marquette, because anytime there's a coaching change, you never know. Players might not stay or they may leave. And and you guys were both so receptive, but you both also completely showed who you were in, the first call. So I called Stevie, and Stevie was either on his way to or he was coming back from working with a bunch of kids in Special Olympics. Literally.
He started posting other people talking about he's coming here next, but he didn't include me in.
I ain't know. And I was kind of mad at you.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're not going there again.
The funny thing is you guys were both recruited by the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to DK. Because, and I say this whenever I can. I mean, Coach Wojo and Dwayne Killings, they deserve a lot of credit for bringing these two in here. These two have been a part of a lot of winning.
That's my fault. I ain't know. And you killed us. You killed us. Man. Yep.
AAU day is crazy. Saturday going to be like an AAU game. 11 o'clock. Pre-game meal, 8 o'clock. Walk through 8:30 against an AAU type team.
Let's go.
We're Big East champion team.
Oh, yeah, AU type team in terms of like how they get after aggressive playing for something.
There you go.
In terms of that, So, yeah, we're looking forward to that, to go after them. They're going to come here and go after us. We know what kind of culture, kind of staff they have. So, we just want to, one, play for each other, and two, just continue to build on the season to get ready for March at the end of the day. But overall, I think the season has gone pretty well so far. Faced a lot of adversity as of recently. I think the thing people are wondering, like, what is the vibe within the team, how we're feeling about, ourselves and our capabilities going into March. And, as long as I have you guys, Job, by my side, I'm feeling good about any game we step into. So.
Yeah, most definitely. Looking forward to this game coming up. Having a great opportunity. Just coming up short last night. That obviously hurts still. But you got to move on. Like Coach said, it's a quick turnaround. So, we got a top 10 team coming in the crib.
Tell everybody what time we got back last night.
It was we landed like 2:50.
Yeah, I got to bed about 3:30, had an 8 a.m. class, so that was a little rough.
Shout out, Stu. Yeah, Stu. I love it. 4.0. 4.0, man.
So,
Yep.
since we have such an unbelievable group of people here, and we're going to see if David Joplin can set a record for the number of people, taking a picture with as he's working his way around the room.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you guys, I don't mean to take over because you guys are the hosts, but tell everybody about some of your favorite moments over the years here at Marquette. Stevie, you go first.
I remember some of my favorite memories is when we were underclassmen staying in Humphrey, and it would be me, Cam and Jop, and CB, and we'd be in Cam's room playing Ninja Storm, which is just like a video game. And Cam wasn't like good at it at first, like we were all beating him, and then he like
Terrible.
started playing like all the time, and he got really good at it, and then he always beat all of us. So that got pretty frustrating, especially because you kept using the same guy. We took turns trying to beat him, but he just kept winning. But I would say, the competitiveness in those, video games that we played, that really, I think, built a strong part of our bond just through spending so much time together and, just playing a video game like kids do. So that's some of my favorite memories is just, chilling in the dorm, doing whatever, video games, ordering food, watching movies, shows. I think those are some of my best memories from time here.
Cam, talk about some stuff on the court, especially from when you were young. Maybe tell everyone about that Illinois game you were talking about earlier today.
Yeah, most of the time I think of freshman year, the first game that come to mind is that game here against Illinois. Wasn't really knowing what to expect of myself personally, but I knew if Coach told me to go out there, I was going to try to score. But, yeah, I remember I was guarding this dude. I think he was the senior at the time, Trent Frazier. And I think he's the toughest player I've had to guard in college. But a lot of that has to do with, how old I was at the time and not really confident in myself, as much as I am now. And it was rough when I first went out there. I got the ball, tried to score, turned the ball over. And then I gave up a 3, timeout, sub. I knew I was coming out. I knew it was over. But, yeah, Stu went in there, and, he contributed to that game, made a huge part of that game, and helped us win that game for real.
It's crazy. It seems so long ago, but it also feels like just yesterday. And even how Coach was talking about, he put the pictures of us up from our freshman year in the film room. I thought that was crazy. And I thought it was also like, I don't know, the pictures that he chose were funny as well. Like my jersey had blood on it. And that was my first college game ever, and that kind of sums up.
Yeah, you bleed every game.
Yeah, every game.
Pretty much.
You bleed every game.
But yeah, it's just crazy how how Coach said when he first talked to us, it kind of set the tone for who we were, but I feel like also, our first basketball game as a Marquette basketball player set the tone for the careers we're going to have. So I'm just excited to, finish up how we started up, really leave how we, better than we came in, but also, remaining true to who we came in as. So.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You're listening to Marquette Thursdays live from Motor Barn at Harley Davidson Museum. We'll be right back.
Hey, you
We're back.
We back in business.
back on show, back on show.
All right, now that we're back, I think, the word guardians has been being used a lot recently to describe the senior class that we have. You came up with that name. So you want to talk about where that comes from or what that means to you?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, this is always going to be a special class because we all came in together. And, we could tell early on that there was a great bond between the group of you guys, even though it actually started as even a larger class than it ended as.
Yeah.
But there was a real bond between you guys. And, when we came in, it was right at the start of all these crazy changes that have occurred in college basketball. It was the first year of immediate eligibility with transfers. It was the very beginnings of NIL and all that stuff. And I knew that, like, for our program, we wanted to have a foundation of who we are, centered around relationships, growth, and victory. I knew that you guys were about those things just as much as our coaching staff is about those things. And so that's when, I don't remember what point of the year it was, but I used to meet with you guys, if you remember, and I would say, hey, the day's going to come sooner than you think when this is your program and you guys are the leaders of everything we do. And you would just kind of look at me like freshmen do, like you don't really know what I'm talking about. And then somewhere along the lines, I said, man, like, you guys are the guardians of this program. And this is even with, you know, Tyler and Oso coming in. Oso had been here, Tyler coming in at a similar time, knowing that those guys would be around for a while as well. But I just felt something really, really special about this group. And it would be the first group that would be here for 4 years. And here we are in the last home game coming up of our 4th season together. And it's been a lot of fun. It's going to be hard to see you guys go.
Man.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere no time soon.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? That's just the last home game.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think ever since, like, you gave us that kind of, like, label, I think it's meant something more to me each and every time I heard it, each and every year, just because, you know, just taking pride in, you know, that. At first, it's kind of like, all right, yeah, but then as you get older and then you have young guys looking up to you, it's like, okay, you really have to control and establish and continue to grow the culture that we set in place and that you set in place, and just really, you know, we say people become us, we don't become them. And I think that has been a huge thing that the Guardians have tried to take pride in, knowing we're not perfect, knowing, you know, adversity is going to hit. We got to learn how to deal with adversity, get better at dealing with adversity. But I think, you know, just having each other really ultimately has helped get through it all and, you know, really be where we're at today through the ups, the downs, and still, you know, be level-headed, have the confidence to continue to go forward and do what we know we're capable of.
Well, you guys have done a terrific job. And we have a few folks here that were at practice today. And what they saw after we went through our scouting stuff and our preparation stuff for St. John's, they saw a group of freshmen and sophomores going through extra work on the court. Offensively, defensively, they're having to defend actions that the other team runs. They're working on their handle, they're working on their passing, they're working on their shooting. And it's an interesting moment because you guys are now the old guys that played 30-some minutes and you're tired and run down from last night, which is understandable. You're going to be ready to go by 11 o'clock on Saturday.
Of course.
And these young guys, they're just getting going, and the day will come sooner than they think when they'll be the leaders of this program. And, again, that's our way. But you said it, Stevie. They become us. We don't become them. They become Marquette. And what's awesome about you guys is you guys have helped to make Marquette basketball what it is. Because anytime there's a coaching change, it does reset. You know, Marquette basketball has been a special thing for a long, long time, going back to before you guys were born, before I was born. But when there's a coaching change, it resets. So early April of 2021, there's a reset. And you guys literally have your fingerprints all over who we are and what we will continue to be for years and years to come.
Yes, sir. That's what I love to hear. Yeah, it's been great, like, just seeing you grow, man. And
Same to you.
you feel me? Jop, just growing together, seeing each other every single day. You know, it's crazy, man. It's great though. Like speaking of Jop, where he just went, he was just right here. Oh, there you go. He over there. What up? Hey, Jop, you look good, boy. You look good. But seeing his growth, being his roommate for 2 years, being his roommate for 2 years, man.
Well, that's one of the things that y'all might have to have Jop explain in front of the fans, because Jop, what's the word? He kind of ejected Cam from that room. So now Jop and Stevie are currently roommates.
Yeah.
And Cam's rooming with someone else. So maybe you can kind of have him get into why that is.
Yeah, he was sick of me. It's all good.
But yeah, just like with Jop, like let's talk about his evolution and Like maybe a moment from his freshman year, sophomore year, junior year to now that like kind of just, sums up how much he's grown because he's about to be joining us soon.
Well, we were just talking earlier today about the very first time we practiced at Fiserv, your freshman year.
I can't remember.
Because tomorrow will be our last practice at Fiserv, because obviously Saturday is our last game at Fiserv. So the first time we ever practiced at Fiserv, sometime in October in your freshman year, 2021, and Jop had one of those days, and it was, for Jop, his freshman year, that was like every other day. But he had one of those days, and he and I were not on one accord at that moment. And so as you guys know, there's a lot of steps in Fiserv, so sometimes when I get a little worked up or upset, I'll say, run up to section 206 or run up to
106 in Park.
This section or that section. And depending on how mad I am, like that's the higher the section it is. And so Jop had, sustained, I guess, a little injury, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
He had on
like,
a weak knee.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But, sometimes injuries can be convenient to get you out of things. I'm not saying it was in this case. So he didn't want to run, but he was upset. Anyway, he's just come a long way. But I'll tell you what was really profound is after that season, after his freshman season, we were going around the room and we were just talking about, like, what helped guys get through the challenging parts. Remember? Mm-hmm. And he said, there's no way I get through this season without my freshman classmates. Yeah, I would have been long gone. Basically saying I wouldn't have put up with you coaches if it wasn't for my freshman teammates getting me through the season. And, I mean, how many people in their college career, it's a lot of people. A lot of people would say that. Mm-hmm. And it just says a lot about how much you need the guys around you.
Yeah, definitely need.
And now look at him now. He's all grown up. So many great moments, so many great plays, so many great three-point shots. He's got the iconic celebration that we'll never forget. I'll tell you, probably my favorite game from Jop so far, two games. Big East semifinal against UConn his sophomore year, where he was just terrific. And at one point, because Oso was in foul trouble, Jop was like the biggest guy under the court.
He was trying to bust out Sanogo.
He's guarding Sanogo, but Sanogo had to guard him too.
Yeah.
And then my other favorite game from Jop by far is Colorado in the NCAA tournament last year, set a program record, 14 deflections, which has been beaten by Stevie and Chase since then. At the time, it was a program record.
Yeah, that was.
And he played so well. He had that big dunk.
He was balling.
Off the Bruce.
And him and Tyler had a really good synergy in that game. And then if you remember, he hit those two huge free throws down the stretch to kind of seal the game for us and send us to the first Sweet 16 in a decade at Marquette, which, this is a proud program and a great program, but what that says is it ain't so easy to make the Sweet 16, and Jop really played a huge role in getting it done for us.
Yeah, for sure. It ain't nothing easy in that tournament.
Nah, there's nothing easy in March.
It ain't nothing easy in the sport.
Yeah, not at all. Everything is earned. Everything is earned.
Most definitely.
But that's what makes it fun, though. I mean, if we was going out there knowing every game is guaranteed, or knowing we wouldn't have to work to win on Saturday on our senior night, then it wouldn't be as fun. But knowing we're gonna have to go out there or get to go out there, compete against a top team in the nation. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. When we do what we need to do, play our hearts, I think, we're willing to live with anything because we feel like our best is good enough to get it done more than it's not. So I think that's the great thing about the sport, the uncertainty of it. And I think that's what makes, special moments special, because they're hard to achieve and not everybody can achieve them.
Most definitely. You got it, man. You got it, man. But, I think it's time for Jop to come up here, ain't it?
Nah, we got some more time.
Once you got
Oh, okay. My bad, Jock.
What, before you bring Jop up, I mean, what you guys tell everybody what you love so much about him.
What I love so much about Job? Where do I start? I feel like Job. I don't think Job has ever like told me a lie. I feel like Job's like a like a real dude. Like he's not gonna like just go like he's not gonna come to my face and like say anything. So I feel like I can trust Job. I feel like he's gonna keep it real with me. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite thing about him. I just feel like he's a real guy, a real dude. So I feel comfortable, safe around him because he's gonna keep it 100.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. I appreciate him for his personality and how he is, like every day. It's been funny because he was twisting his hair in the locker room yesterday, and that made me think of him when he was a freshman, twisting his hair, looking at coach. But yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun, being with him and being with you, and obviously the rest of the other guys and coming up, throughout these years.
Yeah, I would still say the Ninja Storm rankings, the video game, probably go Cam 1, me 2, Job 3 though.
It was crazy. Job started number one.
He started number one.
He was the only one that had played it. He fell off. He was washed. He was washed.
He probably can't even hear us.
He can't. He busy over there. But yeah.
Yeah, so make memories, have fun with your friends and family, entertain clients.
Yeah.
Tonight's Marquette player interview is brought to you by Wintrust Wisconsin's Bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University and home to Marquette Checking with free ATMs nationwide. Welcome, David Joplin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
Appreciate that,
that
Phil.
watch you got on.
Hey,
Boy, you fly, man.
shout out O, man. Shout out O.
Shout out, though. Yep.
My dog, man.
I think it's the best that we just get right into this the roommate situation right away.
Oh, wow.
And Job just gives
wow.
his explanation of the change.
You had your explanation?
I just said he was sick of me. Well, you were sick of me.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. You need to be get into detail? Nah, it was just, it was 2 years. It was a great 2 years. 2 years of growth. We learned a lot about each other, And I think, what I'm saying, sometimes you just got to switch it up,
Yeah, Job has also requested roommate changes from me as well. Maybe he's the problem.
Hey,
He can't find anywhere to be happy.
Hey, one thing I always admit, I could be the problem. It could be me. It could be me.
All right, but back into, Marquette, what has been your most memorable moment on or off the court?
Oh, man. I feel like there's so many, moments that we've had, so many memories we've had. I think about on the court stuff, but a lot of times I think about the off the court stuff. I don't know why, but I remember when when we watched the Super Bowl at one time. When Cam was upset and we was all wrestling in the living room.
Yeah, we got footage of that one.
And
That's crazy, bro.
the picture fell and everybody stopped.
Nah, that was crazy. They was ganging up on me.
Yeah, we
Did
was
you
ganging
get
up
Owen
on
the
Cam.
chokehold?
Yeah, I had also the whole chokehold.
Yeah, they was all, you know what I'm saying, we was messing with each other. That was one of my favorite memories. Cheats was over there acting up, rumbling all around the living room, making a lot of noise.
I don't even remember
I'm sorry,
the Super
Mama.
Bowl.
I'm so sorry for that. I'm thinking about that just now. I should not have been doing that.
Nope, you did it though. You did it.
I shouldn't have been doing that. I was mad Joe Burrow was losing, and they thought it was okay to make fun of me. So yeah, it got physical.
Yeah, it did. Quick.
I was upset Joe Burrow lost.
You're very upset.
But then it was 2-on-1. Then that's when it got bad. And then everybody just started wrestling. Yeah, Mom, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a moment.
That was one of my favorites for sure.
Every time my memories, because I was recording some of it, so every time it comes up in my memories.
Hey, we was all dancing in a circle.
Yeah, he was on the ground. Yeah, that was.
Wow, that's crazy. That's funny.
I love it.
I do too.
So, on the court though, or even as a person, how do you think you've grown in the most way, in the biggest way during your time here?
Starting on the court, I think the most that I've grown is definitely my relationship with Hard, definitely my relationship with, overcoming adversity, and then being a defender, over the years. That's what you guys have told me you needed from me is to become a better defender, and I know I just worked at it over time. And it's really just, a want-to and a passion to have on that side of the ball, and I think that's the biggest growth that I've taken so far in my year. And then as a person, I don't know, man, just becoming a man. We getting older. We paying taxes. We got
Uncle Sam ain't playing.
Uncle
boy.
Sam not playing around. Car payments, all of that.
Parking
I'm saying?
fees.
I'm
I mean,
looking
not
at-
fees.
Yeah,
Pay for parking.
paying
the
for
same
parking.
thing.
I'm looking at toothpaste prices. I'm looking at all that. It's changing. I'm growing up, Pops. You see me. I'm looking at all that.
Man.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I think it is, crazy how much we've all stayed the same as who we are, but grown as people. Like Cam, he used to be so petty. I'm gonna bring this up because it deserves to be talked
You
about.
can talk about it. I didn't accept it. It happened.
So that was freshman year. It was me, Jop, Oso, and Cam in the locker room. Jop made a joke about Cam.
I did.
Me and Oso laughed at it. So Cam proceeded to not talk to me and Oso for the next 3 days, including during a game, and was fading us. You know, in like layup lines, we give each other high fives. He was leaving us hanging.
It was a joke, but it wasn't a joke. You know what I'm saying? They knew it was love, but I was upset. So yeah, I did that. I shouldn't have did that. I did it though. I accepted that. I'm gonna apologize again for that.
The crazy thing was though, he had a good game that game. So I was on the bench still cheering for him.
Well, yeah, I was cheering for you too. I just didn't give you no dap in the warm-up line. You know I'm gonna cheer for you. I was just a little upset. I felt the joke wasn't funny, and they laughed at it.
But he went out of his way to treat Jop extra nice.
Well, that was the point of the joke too, to go out my way to. Yeah, you get the picture. Yeah.
So it's just crazy because like something like that would never happen like ever again. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't even think of doing that no more.
Yeah.
Growth.
Man, that's funny.
But you still got your same like, you know, sense of humor, jokes, stuff like that to make somebody laugh. So, you know, kept the funniness, kept the jokes, lost the pettiness.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking, since we talk about it, I don't blame you for wanting to switch roommates.
Oh, really?
I was just thinking because you've been so consistent with your personality, I started to think maybe I really was annoying him, like, for real. Like, you remember how I used to I play around a lot, and Jock would say all the time, like you're being annoying, like you're annoying, leave my room. Sometimes I knew he was for real. I guess other times I thought, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just kept doing it.
I was for real.
That was like 2 years worth. So you feel me? We moved. That could have been, you know what I'm saying?
It was just built up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we had good days and bad days, you know what I'm saying?
It was
But it's
every
just-
day.
It built up. It was every day.
You
know what I'm
accepted
saying?
it some days. You feel
Some
what I'm
days I
saying?
accepted it, but you know, when you go to practice, you know what I'm saying, you guard Justin Lewis, you get dunked on, and you come home and Cam on you, just, you know what I'm saying, it builds up, you know?
Sometimes
I
you
was
just need
like,
that
dang.
second alone.
You just need a second alone, you feel me, just to collect myself.
Well, I gave him seconds alone.
No.
Sometimes. I mean, but he'll be playing the game sometimes. Like, it'll be after practice. He'll walk in there, close the door, play the game.
Yes.
I walk in there, I'm like, man, Job, I just practiced with you. Like, how was your day, baby? Go in there, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you want?
I don't know why, maybe, I was going to say, it could be me, but
I mean,
we hang out every day.
yeah.
I see you every day, I live with you. So if you ask me what I did today, you did the same thing.
But I mean, it's all about perception, though.
That's a good point.
It's all about perception. It could have been different. It's different days now.
You both lifted, you both had practice.
We both had practice.
I mean,
we ate breakfast right across from each other. We went to go sit down. Our lockers right next to each other. Put on our jerseys together. We went to lift. We might have been lift partners.
But
Practice was on the same team.
Practice on the same team.
After practice, drove home together.
Drove home together.
Well, we walked home back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. That fair point. But I mean, still though, yeah. Like, how was your day though? We can still talk.
Fair
But
enough.
sometimes I did go in there like singing and messing around and stuff.
All right, transitioning into senior day real quick.
Well, that's nice.
We got these
That's
free
nice right there.
posters
That's beautiful right there. That's beautiful.
to the first 5,000 fans that show up in Fiserv.
Let me see that, Stu.
They got the jerseys we made on them.
Oh, yeah, we look good.
Speaking of those jerseys real quick, because we're coming up on the time, we designed these. My favorite part of them is probably the championship blue that's like 3D popping out. I don't know. I like that color a lot. I'm probably going to like buy stuff with that color on it
For sure.
one day.
Yeah, I like these. These are by far my favorite uniform that we've had. To add along, I like the camo. Little
Camo
thing
on the sides.
Yeah.
Camo. I like the black, man. That's my favorite color.
I thought it was cool when D Wade came to our game and he was wearing the jersey this jersey of his that we had made. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, but Don't wreck a great time. The Marquette Golden Eagles remind you to drive sober or get pulled over. Visit zeroinwisconsin.gov to
Don't
learn
do it.
more. Zero in Wisconsin, together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT. You're listening to Marquette Thursdays live from Motor Bar and Harley Davidson Museum.
Marquette Basketball Hour.
We better, we good.
I think maybe next year we should do this every show where it's just players and coaches. What do you think?
I like that
Do
idea.
you think
actually.
we even need a media member? What do you
I
guys
like
think?
that. I like that idea.
We may have to look at that.
I like that idea.
Who will be the podcast host on the next year's team?
Well, I think there's no replacing you guys on the podcast.
Sean?
Hey, before we get into talking about the rest of the things we need to talk about, I did say last week. Was anybody here last week? Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people were. So I said last week that I had something for you guys. I was hoping to bring back a win last night. All right.
We all were.
We all were. But I have a little gift. Now, the number of people here is kind of mushroomed. So I don't know if we have enough or not. But I have a little small token of my appreciation because I'm just telling you, I've done radio shows at other schools. I've been at 9 schools, counting the college I went to, places I was an assistant coach, other places where I was a head coach, and the radio show never looks like this. So I do not take this for granted.
I love it.
But anyway, Alexis and some of our people are going to come around to the tables, and we've got a little framed set of pictures that I personally signed.
The real thing.
That we're going to distribute. And I brought a certain number of them. If we run out, I can get more. I promise you that.
You can get more.
Stevie, what do we want to get into next?
We want to get into talking about, outside of the Guardians, there are also other seniors that will be celebrating their senior night on Saturday, or senior day on Saturday. So just talking about, what they bring to the program, Jake, Jack, and then senior head manager Petey. I think, CB as well, they are kind of more behind the scenes in what they do, but, they're just as important to the team as we are. So I think, just talking about the contributions that they have would be very important in front of, people who support and care about us on this level.
Yes, so Cam Brown is the 4th member of the Guardians, and he came to us as a walk-on and came in the exact same time that these guys came in. So from a time standpoint, he's been a part of the program just as long. He's participated in every practice, every film session, everything we've done. And he sustained 2 major injuries that he had to deal with over the course of that time. Cam Brown, if they weren't R-rated, I would play for you some of the things that he says in our huddles. But he is such a coach already. He takes the head coach's seat at the huddle sometimes when the coaches are out meeting, and he talks to the players. And he uses very colorful language, very direct. And why don't you guys talk about, what's it like hearing that from a peer, and what are some of the things that he addresses with you guys?
I think, just as much time as we all spend with each other, me and him have had so many classes together, and then, practice, lift. So me personally, I'm always around him. We're always hanging out. So him being direct, straightforward with what he sees, because sometimes you're on the court and you don't quite see, you're just out there playing. So him being direct with what he sees helps us kind of, we trust him. We know he knows what he's talking about, and it just helps us, kind of refocus on what we need to do and what we need to do better in terms to either keep going and sustain a lead or, come back in the game so we can win the game.
Yeah, for sure. When he get in that mode, it's kind of like, all right, yeah, we got to lock in, bro. This ain't good enough, what we bring to the table. And he did that in the Big East tournament that we won 2 years ago. First half against St. John's, we wasn't playing that well. And, he really let the team hear it in the locker room. And, it wasn't even too much more needed to be said from the coaching staff. And, we went out there and did what we did. So,
Yes.
We definitely appreciate, him and the impact that, all of our walk-ons have on our team. And, they play a much bigger role than, a lot of people may think.
All right, real quick, we got to get on these other guys. Jake Ciardo, first thing that comes to mind with him, honestly, is I'm glad that he's alive and well, because it was the scariest moment in the 4 years that we've been here. He kind of took a hit from a teammate in practice, and it hit him at the exact kind of wrong spot that almost kind of temporarily paralyzed him. He's on the ground, and we're all flipping out.
It's crazy.
But he's back, and he's done
good.
great.
Yeah, he hooping.
And he's got the best energy of anyone in our program.
He hooping.
Up there with the nicest guys on the team for sure.
Jack Anderson,
And Jack,
I
too.
wish he would have been with us this whole
Buckets.
4 years.
Bucket.
Because he's been a special member of our team this year. And
Most
then
definitely.
Petey, the manager,
Head manager,
Shout out
special,
Peanut.
special. We're going to miss him a lot. He's always been one of my favorites. Senior day is about the players first and foremost, but everyone that's contributed to this program. And we're so special to be honoring the 6 guys that we're honoring.
Most
Sir.
definitely.
Marquette fans, Buffalo Wild Wings is the official viewing party location for Marquette road games this season. The next watch party will be Thursday, March 13th at the West Allis Buffalo Wild Wings during the Big East tournament. Marquette Marquette watch parties will continue for all Big East and NCAA tournament games. Check out the Golden Eagles watch party schedule at gomarquette.com/BWW for upcoming locations. Let's go Sports Bar.
Yeah, very good.
You're We are back for one last final segment. This will not be very long according to the timesheet.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the main part of this is just the final comments. Say thank you really to all you guys throughout the season, not only for your support coming here, but for the support in the crowd at Fiserv or watching the TVs from your living room. We really appreciate you guys because we know you guys. Everybody in here is like a real one, just like I was describing about Jop. So we really love you guys for that. There's a lot of other things, other people who have share negative opinions, things like that. But it's refreshing to know that we always have people like you that sincerely just love us and love Marquette the way we love Marquette and love each other. So we really appreciate you all, and thanks for coming out tonight and for coming out throughout the season.
For sure. Appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. True.
And thank you to the Harley Davidson Motor Barn Grill staff, and the place as a whole for, having myself, Coach Smart, and our teammates come here throughout the year, giving us awesome food every time we show up, and giving us company with amazing people. So we want to say thank you guys, and we love you all.
Yes, sir.